Okay, check it out. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. God was the Word. Now, what are we trying to say here? Why is the word God so important to us? Well, I have a feeling it's because it was our first word. We evolved from something else, and eventually we got to the point, after we stood up, 2 million years ago we stood up. 2 million years ago. Excuse me, I just had something to eat. And when you stand up, you might even notice this, you can talk better. And after we stood up, one of the first things we said when a big fucking animal was running at us, God! And then this word was in us. It was us. It was the word. And suddenly we had a language. It was the beginning of our language. And the word was God. Now, it's nice. It's a nice thing to think that God matters because it was the first word and the word was with God and all that kind of shit. But it doesn't really matter. The first word could have been fish. It really could have been fish. We could have stood there by the water and realized for some reason, I mean, it could have been a different language as well. I mean, it obviously wasn't English. It was probably Japanese. No, Chinese. We're the first people. What was the first language? Grunt? Anyway, I've lost track. Religion, when you read it, is so fucking retarded that perhaps because it's so fucking retarded, you cannot possibly believe that you are understanding what you're understanding, because it was really just saying what it says, and even if you were getting the meaning behind the meaning, you would think, this is fucking retarded. And if you've been believing something like this without questioning it for 40 years or something, and you look at it and you start thinking, well, what's going on here? What are they doing? And then you realize, well, it's a bunch of tyrants using terrorism to enslave the masses, like it always has been. So actually what it is a warning against what we already have. I mean, George Orwell wrote in 1948, the people writing the Bible were actually warning us thousands of years ago, and we've taken this book and made it holy and never bothered to read it. And actually it's just a story, and the story is tyranny. Bloody, murderous, incestuous tyranny. And when you say that to somebody and explain that Lot raped his kids and Moses was a tyrant and murdered everybody, they say, what? And David killed tens of thousands? Well, he was supposed to. He was a Jew and he had to kill people who weren't Jews. What are you talking about? This is insane. We're fucking insane. And what's going on right now in the world is fucking insane. So, things are going to get better. On the seventh day, God pulled out the hammock and had a nap. Right? On the seventh day. Okay, God has been around forever. Suddenly he's worked for 6 days and he's tired. Man, you go to any big city in the world and there's chain-smoking alcoholics who are working 12 hours a day driving cab, an hour on the streetcar to get there and an hour on the streetcar to get home for 40 years, and you're telling me God is tired, the creator of a universe, after 6 days and wants to have a nap. Wrong, okay? On the seventh day, God realized he had created a little bit of a problem. He had this Adam and Eve fucking pair in the Garden of Eden, and he didn't know what to do with them. I mean, what do you do with Adam and Eve? So he goes to Ginny Taylor, the goddess of love. And he knocks on the door and says, Ginny, I've got the universe here going, and, well, I got man and woman, I don't know what to do. And the goddess of love, Ginny Taylor, said, well, what did she say again? I'll sacrifice myself. I'll help you however I can, God. Now that you got this bloody universe going and ruined all the peace and quiet around here, what I got to do? And he said, well, we're going to need some way so that this man and woman are always coming back together again, so that they can make more babies, so that we can use them as slaves. And the goddess said, okay, well then I will divide myself into two parts, become I become genitalia. And so genitalia was born on the 7th day, and when the snake came in the garden and said, come on, to get your genitalia out, I mean, that's what they were supposed to do. That's why genitalia sacrificed herself in the first place, so that the man and the woman would want to come together. Because, you know, if you don't, you're not going to make any babies. So, did anybody want to know about that?